Well, if you've been awake at any point over the past 24 hours, you've probably seen the picture of Sandy Cortez showing up at a $30,000 a head gala in New York wearing a dress that says tax the rich across the back. So Cortez claims she wore the outfit to start a conversation about what it means to be a, quote, working class woman of color, and not at all she would stare at a picture of her butt. That's her view.
Have you seen the back?
No.
We have a message.
Oh my God, tax the rich. What a model.
When Aurora and I were first kind of partnered, we really started having a conversation about what it means to be working class women of color at the Met. And, you know, while the Met is known for its spectacle, we should have a conversation about it.
She's so dumb and so annoying, but also kind of clever. And she's baiting us here, obviously, and is attempting to rise to the debate. Working class? Right. Sandy Cortez grew up in an affluent suburb very far from the Bronx. Her dad ran an architectural firm. She went to BU. Like so many vapid rich girls, her primary interests are wearing trendy clothes and talking about herself. Working class? Please. Sandy Cortez is a paid defender of entrenched power. We could go on and on and on. On the other hand, if we did go on, we'd merely be feeding her narcissism, so tonight we're going to pass. That's it. No more Sandy Cortez talk. Instead, we're going to focus on the story of another female pop star who has suddenly joined our national political debate, and that would be rapper Nicki Minaj. She entered the conversation abruptly with this tweet yesterday, quote, "My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent," she wrote. "His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied." Now, two things about that tweet. Last night we read it, we put the graphic on the screen, and we suggested that Nicki Minaj's cousin is the one with the swollen testicles in Trinidad. And we were wrong, and we want to admit it. We henceforth correct the record. Nicki Minaj's cousin's testicles are not swollen. As far as we know, he's fine. It's Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles who are swollen from taking the vax. That's the claim. But it's not anything to do with the physical effect of the vaccine that makes our political class mad. It's the last part of Nicki Minaj's tweet that enrages them. The part where she says you should pray on it, make the decision yourself like a free human being, and, quote, don't be bullied. So our media and public health officials didn't like this because they make their livings bullying people. So they couldn't let it stand. So the crazed race lady over at MSNBC told Nicki Minaj to shut up immediately.
People like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God. As a fan, as a hip-hop fan, as somebody who is your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
You gotta love that. Lady from Denver who went to Harvard, fake urban accent. She sounds like Obama's sister. But the most amusing part is that woman's position on vaccines, which is, how to put it, changed a little bit from a year ago. Watch.
We just don't know how effective or what the adverse events will be.
Yeah.
We'll have a better idea in December. Every vaccine takes 15, 20 years. So for us to just ram this through less than a year, I'm not surprised by the public's skepticism, to be honest, Joy.
Yeah, they're wise. It's wise skepticism.
They're wise to be skeptical. Don't take the vax. It'll swell your testicles and your fiance will leave you. That's what she was saying last year. In September of last year, she tweeted this, quote, "Who on God's earth would trust a vaccine approved by the FDA?" She put that on Twitter. It's still there. And Nicki Minaj, she's a rapper and everything, but she's not stupid, and she noticed. So she sent out a remarkable tweet against that MSNBC host, which unfortunately was so accurate we cannot read it on the air because it's too over the top, but it's hilarious. But there's something much deeper going on underneath all of this. The Democratic Party's most vivid nightmare is that they won't be able to control their own voters, that some rapper will use their talking points from a year ago. that some celebrity will tell black people the vaccine actually makes you impotent. And now it's happened. And it's actually a problem for them. Because Nicki Minaj's audience doesn't watch Fox. They're not diesel mechanics in rural Georgia. They're the Democratic Party's base. They don't care what NBC News thinks or CNN. They believe Nicki Minaj. So this is a massive threat to the industrial lying machine that controls our national conversation. African Americans already have the lowest vaccination rate of any demographic group in the country. They never tell you that, but it's true. You can look it up. 40% of black Americans have been fully vaccinated. Now, they have someone speaking for them. And it's Nicki Minaj. And by the way, she's an actual working class woman of color. She really did grow up in Queens, unlike Sandy Cortez. She did not major in international relations at BU. She didn't even go to college. At 19, she was working at Red Lobster. So the question is, as one working class woman of color to another, is Sandy Cortez supporting Nicki Minaj? Of course she isn't. She's not on the side of people who worked at Red Lobster and actually grew up in Queens. She doesn't care if Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles are enlarged and his fiance left. She has more important people to impress, and last night she did. You know who she doesn't impress, honestly, is Candace Owens, who's the host of Candace. We're grateful to have her on tonight. Candace Owens, thanks so much for coming on. First of all, I love this story, and I'm not taking a position on, the private parts of Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend in Trinidad. But Nicki Minaj is like one of the few people who can speak outside the filter. Twitter didn't even take her tweet down. She's not Alex Berenson, she's a rapper. So it's amazing to see them panic in the face of unfettered speech.
Yeah, absolutely. There's two things going on here. First and foremost, Nicki Minaj accidentally stumbled upon the Ministry of Truth. You're not allowed to question anything from the Ministry of Truth. And she's actually showing her fans in real time what we have been saying for a very long time, that there are people that control what you're allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say, and if you say something that they don't want you to say, they will make a concerted effort to take you down. Now, Nicki Minaj is talking about one person's experience with the vaccine. Who knows? Tucker, we could both eat peanuts, and in a room full of children, we might all be fine, and one child might drop dead from anaphylactic shock, right? This is how the world works. We're all different. Our bodies are different. This is no way saying, she never said don't get the vaccine because of this. She's saying take your time, learn more. We don't really know a lot about this. That should be okay. If scientific debate was allowed in the Ministry of Truth, that would be okay, but it's not allowed, right? And they're actually making a very dangerous mistake because people like Nicki Minaj, right? They know that she's not a part of the political class. They know that she's actually a person, as you mentioned before, that has worked hard, has come from nothing, and she is just honestly having a conversation with them like she always does through her music. So they're actually playing a dangerous game that will likely create, more vaccine hesitancy than before because you're taking down someone that they love for no reason. She's not against the vaccine in any manner whatsoever. And on the other hand of this, I think that they're exposing themselves to be what they are. Again, the Ministry of Truth.
My total knowledge of Nicki Minaj is right around 0 in that range. So, I have no idea what Nicki Minaj thinks of anything else. But I know when someone's not intimidated, and this woman's not intimidated, and the MSNBC lady is like, shut up and know your place, please. I went to Harvard. I think you worked at Red Lobster. And Nicki Minaj was like, what? And went completely crazy on her. And it's just so interesting and heartening.
I love to see it.
To see someone who's not afraid in America. There's still a few. I guess it's left to a rapper from Queens, but good for her.
Right, it is good for her. And these are the people, by the way, that when they're running, they go around and they get them to endorse them, right? They go around to Cardi B, they go around to Nicki Minaj, and they try to get them to speak on behalf of them. And Nicki Minaj is not playing that game with them. And now people are seeing in real time what these elitists actually think of them. Look at the way they spoke down to her. She's stupid. The headlines were insane. The headlines like, she's so dumb, she thinks that it's going to make your testicles fall off. Whatever they said, complete lies, by the way. Denigrating her because at the end of the day, what they actually think, the Democrats, is that these people are stupid. They like to come around every 4 years for the votes, but at the end of the day, they think Nicki Minaj and all rappers are very stupid. And Nicki Minaj right now is proving them otherwise. She's not afraid.
No, she's definitely not afraid. She's a